Building a business requires a lot more, much more than just technical expertise. Hello everyone, very nice to connect with you all through Soil Cup. Thank you Soil Cup, it's a very great initiative. I'm a quintessential Bangalorean, born and brought up here, been living here all my life. I've seen the halcyon days of Bangalore. I've seen the totally unplanned and not so gradual growth of Bangalore that is reflected in its decline today, both infrastructure wise and ethos wise. I'm trying hard not to lose hope or to sound like a whining old man. I'm blessed with a loving wife, two beautiful children, and a very sweet granddaughter. I'm a satisfied man. A small brief about my childhood is in order because that is what has made me who I am today and what has shaped my attitude to life. I was born in a very large family, a family of 12 children, not a very well to do family. I had the good fortune of seeing the immediate post independence era that has instilled a very strong nationalistic fervor in me without being jingoistic or being defensive about our culture and traditions. My childhood was neither comfortable nor privileged from today's youngsters' point of view. I had to support my dad in his activities to earn a livelihood. I have reared cows at home. I have made cow dung cakes at home. I have worked cows at home. We used to work very hard. In fact, so hard that we used to use soda bottle caps strewn over the bed, hoping that the pricking of the caps, soda bottle caps, would wake us up early in the morning to start studying. We had no alarm clocks at home. Nothing to complain about. I'm quite okay with my childhood and my learnings from there. My life's journey is long and interesting. It has taken many twists and turns, but I have sailed along without killing myself with regrets and remorse. I have accepted things and people around me gracefully in order to stay sane and healthy. I would like to dwell here less on my accolades and achievements and more on the learnings over the decades. I had no exposure to the outside world, the world beyond our own home, or any proper guidance during my younger days. In those days, there were only three professional careers available to an aspirant: engineering, medicine, and law. I had done very well academically in my plus two and could have got admission into any one of these courses. Unfortunately, some of my father's well wishers advised him not to put me in engineering because there was unemployment there. And they also said, don't make him a doctor. There are only two doctors in your family. How many doctors do you need in the family? And of course, law was rejected for other reasons. So, like a fool, I went and got admitted into a BSc course. Luckily, I did well there too. And during the course of doing my BSc, I got to know of IITs because some of my friends went there. But my dad said nothing doing. I can't afford your hostel fee or tuition fee. So that was gone. And after my BSc, I was wondering what to do. What would my career be? How would I eliminate my dependence on my dad? So just wondering whether I should become an auto driver or start rearing some cows at home or endlessly apply for jobs which are out of the reservation category. Very luckily, a good Samaritan visited our home and said he could get me an application form from the Indian Institute of Science. Even 1 month after the last date for application was over. That was the turning point in my life. I did well and I passed the entrance examination and I completed my bachelor's and master's in engineering from IISc in 1978. I thank God and thank that good Samaritan for this great favor that turned things around for me. I completed my master's in engineering from the Indian Institute of Science in 1978. I was very clear in my mind that I did not want to go abroad and become a secondary citizen there. I believed in our old adage, Janani Janmabhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi, meaning the motherland is way superior to even the heavens itself. So I decided to stay back in India, and I also did not want to become a coolie somewhere, honestly. So I decided to become an entrepreneur. I started a small industry called Digitech Systems Incorporated in 1980. Of course, being from a lower middle class family, I also wanted some financial backup. So I started teaching in an engineering school, and there very quickly to become a professor and head of the department of computer science there. More importantly, talking about my entrepreneurial journey, we did a great job, I believe, in the early days. Having come from the Indian Institute of Science, we were way ahead of the world technologically, that is, in terms of being able to create new things, innovative things. Our first product actually went into the Indian Space Research Organization. It was a telemetry interface, that interface between India's first satellite, Aryabhata, and the ground computers. Everybody was biting his nails while our device was connected, and they were hoping that some miracle would happen. And suddenly, lo and behold, the PDP-11 computer started receiving data through our equipment, and everybody was so thrilled. It was a dream come true. Like I said earlier, we were ahead of the whole world when we passed out of IISc. We were the first ones to work on microprocessors. We were the first ones to work on mainframe computers. We learned a lot of computer languages way back in the late 70s. And I must also thank a lot of industry leaders for putting faith in us, youngsters, fresh out of college. They, even if on a trial basis, they gave us purchase orders, encouraged us to innovate, come out with import substitution products, which of course also helped them in saving foreign currency. We continued our technological journey through the 80s and the early 90s. We did a lot of work, innovative work, for many industry segments, like the agro dairy, rubber, Tyre, offshore oil rigs, aerospace, etc. We designed and developed milk vending machines, which are deployed in Bangalore, Chennai, Bhubaneswar, and parts of Delhi. We created automatic clean-in-place systems for the dairy industry, which are deployed in multiple places in India. We created automatic tire building and curing systems for the tire industry in India, like MRF, JK tires, Apollo tires, etc. We actually automated the whole process of almost about 250 steps. We actually did a lot of work for the aviation industry, defense aviation, that is. We created a lot of rotables for the Mirage and the Jaguars for a chair at 1/20th of the cost of the import cost. We made solar panel and battery charging systems, controllers for them, for the offshore oil rigs. I really must thank the industry leaders for not going the well-trodden paths, trusting people from fresh out of school and encouraging them to come out with equipment that would help them in saving foreign exchange and also helping the Indian industry to grow. I must mention here that the Indian banking system totally failed us. They were absolutely reluctant to support us in terms of overdraft or loans, etc., despite our large purchase orders. We are actually very grateful to a lot of vendors on the SJP road here in Bangalore who gave us components, electronic components, on loan and waited for months for us to even make part payments. Without their support, I don't think we would have reached any level of success today. I'm really thankful for that. In fact, one of the vendors on the SJP road even said something like, it is very dangerous for small people to receive large orders. In fact, one of the large orders we got was for about 1.6 billion rupees, which was very high for a small industry in the early 80s. It was, of course, both insulting and humiliating for a small man like me, but I believe it is very true. After years of trying to convince my partners and failing in my efforts to change our business and operational models, I decided to quit my own company, which I built with my sweat and blood, to join the corporate. Of course, those days, the early or even late 90s, it was not easy to jump from a small industry privately owned by oneself into a corporate. It was not easy. They would summarily reject somebody from outside as not having relevant experience. I really thank Dr. Shyam, a one-time colleague of mine, who gave me that break to the corporate, and that really took me in a totally different direction. I spent nearly 15 years in the corporate after that. I started as a small group manager in Ericsson and moved on to become a vice president at Wipro. And at the time of retirement, I was handling almost about $300 million worth business. I do attribute this growth to my learnings and failures at Digitech Systems, my own company in the past. I did apply my products, knowledge and orientation to change some of the business models at Wipro, which actually helped us improve both our top lines and bottom lines, which I'm actually proud of. Without sounding pedagogical, I would like to list some of my learnings here. Building a business requires a lot more, much more than just technical expertise. A homogeneous team with people having complementary skills is a must. And what's more important is whether the members share a common vision, have the necessary stomach to fight out all the odds through the grind in the arena, and can support each other through those initial hard times. I believe money today is not a problem if you have the right product. Unlike my days when we struggled even to get some loans from banks. And the biggest fear of a man is to let go of what he already has. One has to shed this fear. Appropriate and sufficient investments in future are indispensable for business success. This includes the right tools, infrastructure, human resources, and constant upskilling and innovation. Don't ever shy away from this. Do have a plan and work towards making it success. Perseverance is equally important. Never lose faith. Good karma will stand with you. I would like to acknowledge here that this technology hype was also our undoing. We lost sight of how to build businesses, how to grow businesses. We ended up doing everything ourselves, starting from design, development, testing, fabrication, assembly, sales, service, customer support. On top of this, we are also doing statutory interfaces like sales tax, income tax, central excise, stuff like that, and that totally killed our scalability. Also, we did not try to build second and third lines, and because of this, I was also forced to work as a professor in an engineering school for a second income. Otherwise, business was not sustainable. We also let go of opportunities like the IT services business that the large companies in India did, because we thought we were a products company, not a services company. That unnecessary pride was also one of the problems that we had. And we thought it was below our dignity to become a services people rather than being a products people. That was another tragedy. All my life, I have tried to focus at least on the societal impacts of whatever I did. Immediately after my retirement from Wipro in 2012, I jumped straight into a social enterprise called Akshay Kalpa Farms and Foods. It is based out of Tiptur as headquarters. Our vision was to empower the farmers not by shedding crocodile tears or by doling out freebies, which makes people lazy and useless. We empowered them by getting them loans from the financial institutions and enable them to produce up to about 500 liters of milk in each of the 5-acre farms with 25 cows. This creation of wealth in villages, we decided, was key to eliminate the migration of farmers to urban areas. We wanted the farmers to stay back in villages and grow food for us, because we decided that if we didn't do this, in 10 years' time, we would have to import synthetic rice from China. Akshay Kalpa's aim was to produce organic milk and milk products, which would help bolster health of people in urban areas. It was karmic retribution that drove me into this. My grounding in cow rearing in my younger days has a direct relation here in making me get into Akshay Kalpa. Actually, I was also fortunate to get in touch with the right people at the time. In this startup, we use a lot of technology because technology is key to increasing productivity and quality of the products that we produce. There are automatic milking machines, mechanized cleaning of paddocks to maintain hygiene, silages for storing for the dry days, biogas plants for generating electricity to run a lot of automation with the farms, biodigesters to produce good fertilizer, organic fertilizers, automatic sprinklers for sprinkling or fertigating the lands where we grow the fodder. In effect, each farm is grid independent. Cold chains are created and maintained right from the udder down to the customer door. Technology is used to ensure all vitamins and proteins, calcium, etc. from the udder to the customer dining table directly. Being certified organic, consumers avoid ingesting harmful chemicals from fertilizers and pesticides, dangerous growth hormones, and antibiotics. We invested big time in creating distribution systems, route mapping both on the supply side and on the distribution side, health and nutrition databases of the animals, which today stands at a staggering 10,000 cows, multi-level testing of the milk collected from the farm gates for contaminants, etc. Akshay Kalpa today produces nearly 60,000 liters of milk every day from farmers, and also gives a premium for the efforts of the farmers in creating good, hygienic, organic milk. We are proud to say today that we have reduced the farmer migration to the urban areas. Usually, you know that most of them come to Bangalore, become cab drivers, beggars, or end up being thieves, which is absolutely not done. Today, a lot of youngsters, educated youngsters, are getting back to villages because of our efforts, and also because the people see money today. Okay, like I said earlier, there's no point in shedding crocodile tears. You have to empower them by giving them money in their hands, and which also creates a trickle-down effect in villages, which make our villages more prosperous and help farmers become more self-reliant and more proud of being farmers. Of course, we had a huge learning in the beginning because we suddenly realized that financial institutions like banks were totally averse to even touching a farmer with a long pole, because most of them they found were not creditworthy. Because each farm requires an investment of about 25 lakhs to make them really productive, make them really profitable. And we also had challenges initially in getting the farmers to accept new protocols, accept technology, because most of them think that they know everything. If you have ever spoken with farmers, you would know that they don't accept change or new things, especially coming from urban fellows. And we also had big challenges in the initial days on convincing urban customers about the organic nature of our milk, the benefits of going organic, even at the cost of paying slightly higher money for a liter of milk. I'm actually extremely glad and proud of this project, much more than the businesses, big businesses I have handled in the past. I'm also happy for Akshay Kalpa that he is now able to attract big investment from impact funds who share the vision with us. Speaking about societal impacts, I would like to relate a small story. In 2011, I went to the Himalayas for a trek, and we reached a place called Ardungla Pass, which is about 18,500 feet above sea level. There we saw some brave Indian soldiers sitting and doling out hot tea to all the passers-by. And while sipping tea, I just had chat with the soldiers there. They told me that they were unable to even cook food properly because of the sheer height. I'm sure everybody knows that the boiling temperature of water drops by a degree Celsius for every 1,000 foot lift, which straight away means that water boils at 82 degrees Celsius, those heights. So I thought it was a simple solution. There must be a simple solution. So I said we should apply the Boyle's law, the gas law, PV equals T, and we should be able to solve this issue very easily. I came back to Bangalore. I contacted several pressure cooker manufacturers and told them that you simply have to change what you call pressure regulators for the cooker weights, pressure cooker weights. But nobody was seriously interested because maybe the volumes are very less and maybe profitability issues or whatever. Then I contacted several government agencies who did not respond. In 2014, luckily, Modi ji became Prime Minister and I wrote to him. Within a few days, one Dr. Asim Bhatnagar contacted me over phone and he asked a few questions, and we decided that we can simply redesign the cooker weights using the PV equals T formula, and we redesigned cooker weights. It hardly cost, and for the prototype it is, and today they are deployed at different weights for different heights. I'm very glad to report that these weights carry my name. I have also tried to make efforts to transform the way in which solid waste is managed by BBMP in Bangalore. I tried convincing the powers that be that solid waste can be a revenue generator instead of being an expense item. I showed it to them by doing a lot of workup that we could generate 1 crore rupees per ward per year instead of throwing solid waste into landfills and making somebody else's life miserable. But I had to give up because there are too many vested interests in the government, and they totally lack the vision and an appreciation of how technology can be used to revolutionize our lives around us. In fact, what really upset me, what got my goat, was the solid waste commissioner that time told me, okay, if that is the case, I'll remove BBMP guys from there, you manage solid waste in your ward. How ridiculous. An IAS officer telling me that I should manage waste in my ward myself. I don't have any statutory powers to even tell people not to throw garbage on the streets. In 2017, I founded another tech startup in Bangalore called LP Systems India Private Limited. This company has developed several software products, actually a software platform for automating the operations of the commercial auto insurance industry there, and enables them to manage everything starting from policy management to claims management very efficiently. It adds to their productivity and also to fidelity, because it's a financial industry and a lot of fidelity is expected there. I'm glad to report that these products already have several active customers in the New York and connected areas in USA. I have now moved on to the next project. Unfortunately, it has got stranded because of this global pandemic, and I am unable to kickstart my dream project here. This needs expertise from nanotechnology scientists and biochemists for me to make some progress. Unfortunately, most of the skills needed are either grounded or are busy fighting the pandemic. In the meanwhile, I have devoted myself to organic terrace gardening and become reasonably successful. I now grow at least half of my veggie needs at home. I grow vegetables, fruits, and flowers for my own use. I compost all organic waste at home and avoid adding to the landfills. I am hoping that things will turn around and I can get cracking again on this project. I also am thankful that I have a cute little granddaughter who I can play with at least for a few hours every day. Thanks for watching. I wish you all very good luck. Stay safe, stay healthy.